G'day guys and welcome back to the channel. Today I'll be doing my tips for the preliminary final of 2025. 4 teams to go, 2 games to go. We'll see what happens from here. There's a bit happening at the top of the table there as we've got Cybangers and Macca0303 who've been near the top for most of 2025 on 159 each. So there is not much room for movement here. Going to be very intriguing to see how that battle goes. I was one of 2 that got 2 out of 2. I was pleased to get some respectability on the scoreboard last week. I tipped Hawthorn thinking they'll be able to do a bit of an upset, Crows in straight sets, and thought Brisbane would just... They've done it all year. They've lost disappointingly, and then they've just come back and won. So they've been a bit win-loss for most of the season, back half of the year. So anyway. All right, let's get stuck into it. Oh, deep breath for Friday night for Cats fans, Hawks fans. The heart rates are about to go through the roof. So we got Geelong, who've had the week off, and post that they were able to get the win over Brisbane, about 37 points in the end. I think it was 38 points. My apologies. Over the Lions. And the Hawks, they were very impressive over the Crows over there, who it has to be said, the Crows didn't quite show up, and the Hawks were far too strong in the end, and avenging their almost arch nemesis Adelaide Oval. They've had some interesting encounters there against Port Adelaide and Adelaide in years gone by, and they were very, very good. So a long history between these two sides, and we know. If you go back to preliminary final night, we've got 2013. It's probably the most recent encounter between these two sides when we're talking directly preliminary finals. The narrative right at the moment, and you can't change the narrative, is Geelong have not defeated Hawthorn in a knockout final since 1963, which was the grand final back then when the Cats won before their premierships in the late 2000s and beyond. However, Geelong have defeated Hawthorn in the last couple of finals series. They have matched up against each other in 2011 qualifying final and 2016 qualifying final with the Isaac Smith miss after the siren. So, to say that it's been quite a rivalry would be underselling it. It's one of the greatest modern-day rivalries going around. Both sides have lots of weapons and, lots of players that will probably keep up both coaches at night. Leading up to the game, I'm sure that there'll be, plenty happening on that front. I think the Hawks, from the finals perspective, both sides this year and last year, they've went out in straight sets 2 years in running. I think across 2018 season and I'm trying to think of the other season that it was 2016, 2018 final series that they went out in straight sets. So, they've got plenty to prove. They've won a few finals of late. They've been, very good so far. The Hawks on that side of things. Geelong, very impressive win over Brisbane. Gosh, what a tough game it is to pick. And we know prelim final night's really difficult. We've seen even the dynasty teams, I guess, Hawthorn, Geelong, Brisbane, and probably more recently, Richmond, if I didn't say Richmond already. Where you tend to have that final. If I didn't say Hawthorn, I do apologise. But Hawthorn, prelim final night in their dynasty, I guess that was the toughest game for them to win. They had some really close encounters in the prelim finals where you got teams that are, basically, right behind you. It's so hard to pick this one. Knowing that, Hawthorn very dangerous. Geelong's best is pretty comprehensive, it has to be said. In recent times, Geelong's record's pretty sound against the Hawks. I think they won 6 out of the last 7. Although I'm not reading too much into records and things like that. At least recent records, they provide a bit of a guide, but I wouldn't say that they're going to decide the game. We know Hawthorn's halfback movement's going to be really tough to curtail. If John Newcombe is best on ground, Hawthorn probably win. If Geelong can minimise Jai Newcomb's influence, that goes a long way to getting the job done from the Cat side of things, and they'll send O'Shea Mullen straight to him. Don't normally go straight into the players, but I am on this occasion. But yeah, Jeremy Cameron's going to be a big talking point. Jack Gunston, can he continue on? So you feel like if Gunston and Newcomb and their backline play well, that they'll probably win. But yeah, I'm going to go Geelong to get the win. I'm going to go 4 points. Yeah, I find it's either the qualifying final that's a really close one, or it's the preliminary final that's really close, and then the others tend to be blowouts, depending if you kind of circle back to the prior games. I mean, unless you're Collingwood in 2023, when that was just them, that they just won close games all the time. I'm going to go Geelong to win the game. I've backed him in so far in the final series. I'll just keep backing him in until as long as they keep showing up, I'll keep backing him in. They've been really good over the course of the season. Their percentage speaks really well. Their profile's great. They've had a really good back half of the season. I think they've got a lot of ways to win. Just in terms of, I think that it feels like for Hawthorn there's a couple of players, if they don't play 110%, that they're potentially out. Whereas from Geelong, and we saw in the qualifying final, they had such an even mix of players that even though Bailey Smith and Max Holmes didn't play massive games, they just had others step up, like Jack Bowes and these sort of guys that were around the fringes that just did their role. So I think Geelong, from more of a collective perspective, may be able to get it done. Up forward, there's so many options. We know how strong they are behind the ball, but clearly it's going to be won and lost around the midfield, around the source. If Hawthorn get on top in that area, then all of a sudden Geelong are right on the back foot. And any team that go into their front half with field position and lack of pressure, Geelong's pressure is going to be right up there for them to be, and across 4 quarters too. So I'm going to go Geelong to get the job done, full well acknowledging, the Hawks are super dangerous, and just a little bit more finals experience for the Cats just to get them over the line. But it's such a fine margin game, and it will be it's going to be a goal or two in it either way. But for Geelong's perspective, hopefully the Cats get the job done. All right, and we'll move on to the Saturday afternoon game. I was about to say Saturday night. It's going to lead into Saturday night. We've got Collingwood, who are hosting the Brisbane Lions. Quite a bit more even spread going around this time. Preliminary final, anything can happen, as we've mentioned before. From Collingwood's perspective, they got the job done over the Crows. Pretty convincing win. I think it was about 19 points or so in the end. 24 points, 4-goal win over in not Perth, not the West, down in Adelaide. From Brisbane's point of view, they were good. They were good against the Suns. The Cats gave them a tough lesson in the opening week, and then Gold Coast were no match for Brisbane. After the first couple of goals, it was all Brisbane after that. So Collingwood, we know how good they can be when their pressure game's right up there in their transition from half back, and they use that quick ball movement. They're just about the best team in the comp, if not the best team in the comp when they're up and going from there. So Mason Cox was really good for them. Bring it to ground, very predictable to the Smalls and the Crummers front and square. They lent on that a fair bit and got really good return out of that. Adelaide fell asleep at the wheel as well in the first week. Collingwood have had the break to sort of reset and basically circle the wagons for another preliminary final. And it's quite fitting. There's 4 teams. It's probably not great for AFL equalisation, but I think it's fitting that just 2 modern day rivalries. I mean, Brisbane Collingwood go back to 2002, 2003 grand final, 2023 grand final. We've seen them play some amazing clashes, and they face yet again in a knockout final, has to be said. They're all knockout finals at this stage. Brisbane, they're very tough. The MCG won't scare them, so venue won't be an issue. It really is a 50-50 game, this one. Brisbane, at their best, we know that they love their uncontested mark game. They love to go through the corridor. They love to just try and pierce the defence, and they will always go at you. Geelong did a great job in week 1 to sort of stifle that ball movement and cut it off at the source at halfback and create those front half turnovers. So really, I mean, if Collingwood are able to keep the ball in their front half and get field position initially, if they can chop Brisbane off and kind of do what Geelong did from the front half perspective and not allow those intercept marks as well as those easy uncontested marks from half back, then it minimises the opportunity for Brisbane to cut them through the corridor, which is, it's basically all over if they get that game going on their terms. Oh, all right. Well, it's going to be a pretty tough game. I'm going to go towards Collingwood. MCG, there's going to be 80,000 plus screaming Collingwood fans to sort of help them out there. Brisbane, without Lachie Neale, again stings. They were able to get away with it last week against a maybe midfield that was sort of, again, damage minimised from Josh Dunkley, and just a great overall defensive effort. And again, a great Brisbane response. They've been great at doing that throughout the second half of the season. But they've been a bit win-loss, and responding, and then, not quite fronting up consistently. So they've got, a great squad. They've got great depth. But, I think potentially a bridge too far. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Brisbane won, just with, all the injuries that they have had. Geelong showed the blueprint of what you need to do. Sydney have done that. There's other teams that have done it. I think, health's your best player in finals, and we're really going to find out, is system your best player or is health your best player come this weekend. We got a bit of a taste of it week one with Geelong. It was a very similar question. Is it going to be a system that stacks up? Is it going to be the Lions' all-conquering system, or is it going to be Geelong's health combined with a pretty strong system as well? Going to be intriguing. I'm going to back Geelong and Collingwood to get the job done. You could flip a coin and still get it wrong, but that is where I'll be sort of leaning towards. So, and again, Brisbane don't have like a crazy forward line going either in terms of the tools. And, look at Collingwood tools. Does Jeremy Howe come back? Does Bobby Hill come back in? I'll personally, without being internal to the club, you'd give Bobby a little chance on the outside for, a sub. You'd probably back Jeremy Howe in. You won't just throw him into the grand final if you make it, but obviously he's got to be fit to play, and not just fit to play, but fit to perform, as Craig McRae likes to go with, and Scotty also a big fan of that. But Brisbane still a bit wounded, not knocked out yet, going to be two monster games. I can just see both of these games being under the 2-goal margin, so it could be some of the greatest prelims we ever see. I'll be at the Geelong Hawthorn game, so hopefully Geelong can get the win. So it's either going to be one of the great nights ever, or it's going to be one of the worst nights ever. That's footy, but you can't tiptoe your way into a grand final. You have to face every challenge head on and just deal with it. So fingers crossed that Geelong can get the job done. And I've tipped Geelong and Collingwood on this occasion. All right, folks, let us know in the comments who you've tipped over the weekend. Who's going to be best on ground in the games ahead? I'd love to hear your thoughts there as well. Give the video a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe away so you can see how I go over this weekend, and also a bit of a grand final tip coming up next week for the ultimate clash, which will be very interesting to see. Thanks again for sticking around. Really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next video.